But there are, unfortunately, very complicated aspects. There are subjects that you can learn like one's whole life and still don't reach a good level. Do you have any idea what the subject can be for me? Like from my speech title or something like that? English. Yeah, it's English. So I had learning English like 11 years from my first class at school, and I remember this difficult choice, very difficult choice. To learn the ABC alphabet or to watch TV serial Charm. Do you watch TV serial Charm? With beaches and all this. So the choice was obvious, very obvious choice. When I went to the National Aviation University for my course of Management of Foreign Economic Activity, this became more complicated because of business and aviation terminology. I need to do something with it, I said to myself. Instead of taking courses maybe or take more time studied, I went to the English-speaking project. You know, it was almost the same group, but all models, lectures, term papers, presentation, all subject was in English. Oh my goodness, why? Why I did this? My brain was exploding every day. It was the hardest time of my life. It's really hard. It was really hard. Whoa! But then a miracle happened. Do you know about TED Talks? If you know, please raise your hand. Yeah, TED Talks. Inspiring videos. And my roommate from my, not called, this place where students was born together. Dormitory. Thank you so much. So my roommate watching TV Talks. And since I was interested in topic, I started watching too. After 5 minutes, I understand that I know everything what the speaker said, that I understand. But you know what? The most interesting thing, this speech was in English. Like, for me, it was really hard experience. My brain exploding every day, all in English. But I wasn't alone. My teachers also had a problem with English, and they tried to teach me some very serious subjects like management with pronunciation like the Incoterms are the subject, blah blah blah. So I wasn't alone, but it was the breakthrough of my life where I understood that you can do everything. You really can do everything, no matter how complicated or scary it is. After that all, I realized one thing, that what you do every day, it's matter. It's matter for you. It's matter for your environment, for your friends. And do you remember I told at the first paragraph of my speech about 20 hours? Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's evening, you sleep. Okay. So, and I promise you, really, I promise you, from that day, practicing my English every day, 1 hour every day, to the 17th of October, and it will have been exactly 20 hours. And after this, I share my knowledge and experience about this experiment with you. and we watch what will happen. I want you to remember a few things from my speech. First of all, anything that worth doing is hard, but you need to do it. If you try, something don't work out for a long time, it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. For some achievements, you need to do something step by step to achieve some goals. And there are another thing, very, very, very important. Do you know what it is? Have fun, people! Every day, have fun, please! It's the most important in our lives. So, in each speech, in each time of life, just have fun and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Olena, for sharing with us your invention of English in our club. We are glad to see you with new project again and again. Thank you. Now we come to the next speaker, and next speaker I would call the master of time, because usually we all can complain about the lack of time. We have only 24 hours in the day, but this person probably has more than 24 hours, because she is successful professional, she is mother, she is Toastmaster, and she presents very often and very interesting project in our club. Now she follows the innovative planning level 2 with the project number 2. So please welcome Natalia Chegarna with the speech titled How to Fall in Love with Ukraine, Revelation of Curious Traveler. How to Fall in Love with Ukraine, Revelation of Curious Traveler. Natalia Chegarna.
Presentation of myself. It's very pleasant to hear some words towards yourself, because it's hard to show that you are fun. And I would like to start from my revelation. Yes, I love my country, and I love it for all my life. But this is the case when this love becomes greater, when I get a traveler, start to be a traveler. My project for today is innovating planning, and the topic is how to speak to different audience and how to drag attention to different unexpected topics. And it was hard to choose, because it's really very hard to show something unexpected to Toastmasters, because they are too experienced, too well informed, and so I start to think what can be surround us, but what can be unexpected. And I thought of my beloved country, and I think, yes, this is what can be unexpected, and this is the topic where I can speak a lot, and tell a lot, and share a lot of my thoughts. So, I will start from unexpected. Do you know what is shown in this picture? This is a photo of one unexpected place in Ukraine. No, it's not food. But if somebody knows where this is situated, yes, it is Ukraine. And it's quite close. It is Odessa region, and it is 0 kilometer of Danube River. And this is like finish or start of Danube. This is this statue, and this is unexpected, because we know that there are a lot of interesting places in Ukraine, but there are some which a lot of us never were. And I encourage you to explore our country, and you will get in love with this country as much as I am. So this is the place where the new come to the Black Sea, and this is also the place of a very interesting town or village, Vilkova, where instead of streets they have these channels of Danube. And there are a lot of this also biospheric area where there are a lot of types of birds and different other creatures, and especially pink pelicans live there. Not in Africa, not in Turkey, but in Ukraine. Did you know that? No. I'm sure that maybe some of you. Then another unexpected picture. Do you know what is this? I'm pretty sure. No, it's not in Kiev, but it's in Ukraine. And some of you know this girl either. So it's like a proof that I've been, my family have been there. It's my daughter, Katya. Somebody. Yes. So we have a winner for today. Yes, it's Alashkivsky Sands. There's one of the like artificially made desert, one of the biggest in Europe. So in Europe we have a desert, and it is in Ukraine. And it has happened due to like because sheep and other creatures eat a lot of grass, which was placed on this field, and this appears. Another unexpected place. This one, and as you see, I'm going just through nature places of Ukraine. Like no.
Something like our Stonehenge.
Yes, it is like it's not Karastysky, but it's like in the west, closer to even
It's
more
something near Roma.
western. It is close to Carpathian. This is called Skelidovbusha. I don't know that Dovbush rocks. It is like natural place which was used by our pre-Ukrainian tribes. They made some, like homes there. And after that, this place, there are a lot of stones and rocks of different sizes in this place. And these oprishki, which were like led by Alexa Dobush, lived there and hide from their enemies. So I don't have enough time, so I will switch to other unexpected places in Ukraine. Could somebody recognize this place? It looks like some. No, it's from Ukraine. No, not in Crimea. I mean not in Crimea. I mean not in continental part of Ukraine. No. Closer, but no. That's not Khatin. But for me, in this picture, it is also a picture made by me last year in June. It's Tarakanevsky Fort. The fortress, yes, it is fortress near Dubna in Rivne region, which was created in the end of 19th century for like a fortification building. So another interesting, and they are more well known. As far as I don't have time at all, this one, and it's even like show that it's really in Ukraine because there are flags of our national. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have been near this castle, and or at least heard a lot of. Yes, it is Lviv region because a lot of castles, most of the castles are there. Not most of, but most of the most famous castles, I should say. This is Olesko Castle, which is in Lviv region, but the focus of the picture is from the southern not very popular part of the castle. So I have even more proofs of my love to my Ukraine, and then I have a lot of other unexpected places to show to you, but I don't have time, unfortunately, today. But with all this presentation, I would like to encourage all of you to travel a lot, to see a country, to explore your country, and to share your knowledge and your thoughts with your kids, with your friends, and with everyone.
Thank you for this great advice for all of us. Now, dear friends, we come to the next speaker in our agenda, and I would say about this speaker that this man was never complacent about his level. I mean public speaking, and I mean also dancing skills. This man is old schooler. Why? Because he does not follow, at least now, pathway. He follows old school. This is advanced communicator level. And tonight he will present the speech from the manual of the entertaining speaker project number 3. I like old school men, and I remember one saying about Socrates. He once said, "You can break me arm, but you never break my will." This man broke the leg, but after that his will became only stronger. Please meet Vadim Surzik with speech. Make them loud. Make them loud, Vadim Surzik.
Actually, the name of the speech, I wrote it. The Bluffit educational project. So, dear friends, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to the robots coming?
Yeah.
I think you better should be. Maybe you would be complacent. You wouldn't be complacent about this. Accordingly to the futurist, just in 20 years, robots will push out many respectful occupations. Even such respectful as top manager or accountant. Think it over, please, when the next time you will dream about taxi without those verbal diarrhea-infected taxists. As for me, I'm not afraid of those robot forecasts, because it has already happened. I woke up at midnight and realized that I'm a robot. And my life is just a smoke, a bad-written program implementing the first level from the Maslow's pyramid. How did it happen? How did I get into this condition? Dear friends, this was a long way. And let's recall a few episodes from this way. Episode number 1, First Love. Imagine a moonlight night somewhere in the countryside. I decided to declare my love to her. In the darkness, by the village bar, I approached to her, came down my bicycle, turned her, and was saying something with really trembling voice. But she listened without enthusiasm, and she just said, "Sorry, but I'm not ready for such approach. I'm a very young girl, and one man is not enough for me. Sorry." Something died in my soul. The next episode, the environment in which we live, our neighbors, Slavic, my neighbors from upstairs. We tend to thought that robots, that artificial intelligence is seeking for, say, anti-cancer drugs or finding out cosmic pathways. But Slavik, my neighbors, was developing his balcony for many years. He was building his balcony. I don't know, maybe he was inspired by, those flying plate-like building from Lipetska metro station. But actually, when I came out to my balcony to get a cup of tea, I see his balcony above me, and it looks like the alien spaceship from some sci-fi movie. And such balconies looks very in an unhuman way, and they make me sad. And something is dying in myself when I see such balconies. Okay. And the last episode, which I would say about, the last episode is a final logical cut. I bought a robot vacuum cleaner. And its name is Roomba. It's a very clever one, clever than my neighbor Slavik. She posts as an airplane wing. She posts photos from its cleaning into internet and asks me to do like and share. And I make like and share even more than for my club's vice president of PR. So, this was just 3 episodes from my long way of robotization. Day by day, year by year, I was losing my human part and became a robot. I was losing my hands, I was losing my body, my legs, and it was like Darth Vader. And finally, I find myself completely robotic. What is my life actually? My life is some typing on keyboard and making signs for miracles. Yes, this is very sad. I see it from your faces. But our rescue often comes not from that side that we were waiting from. And actually, I had one last part in my body, which was human one. Maybe you have it?
Or? Great.
Yeah, it was my right leg. And I remembered that I was able to dance bachata some days ago. And I decided to make a small breakthrough, and I convinced my club mates to join me and to go back to a bachata party. And after our usual Toastmasters meeting, we went there. And it was beautiful, actually. I was first for 5 girls and 2 guys. I was their first bachata trainer, and I felt myself like a Prometheus, bringing fire to mankind. But, dear friends, you know that every Prometheus has got his own personal ego, who comes back and he's Prometheus into liver. In my case, guess what it was? What it was? Okay, my wife Luda comes from the sea resort, and that's it. My leg is broken now, and I don't dance bachata anymore. But my wife does, instead of me. So, dear friends, as for the threat of robotics, I think we can be quite complacent about this threat. But the far worse threat is that our lives, our feelings sometimes becomes robotics one. And I would like that you never forget about your human feelings, because someday you woke up at midnight and realize that you are a robot and your life is just a smoke. It's just a bad written program implementing the first level of Maslow's pyramid. Mr. Postmaster?
Thank you. I remember this popular song, Robot, Robot, я тебя люблю. And dear friends, what the bright speeches and project we had, but we have only prepared speeches. Now you have the chance to be speaker in our table topic session. So please meet the table topic master, the man who is brave, who jumped with parachute, and now he will invite you to jump in this deep without parachute, because it's public speaking and table topic session. Please meet Вячеслав Наумов.
Thank you, dear dear audience, we have so great first speech, and I'm not sure about our table topic session. But Toastmaster is Toastmaster. So I'm Vyacheslav, and I'm today is going to conduct a table topic session. What does it mean? Table topic session is a portion of our meeting designed for give us great opportunity. If you are a guest, you have an opportunity to make a funny moment for you. If you are experienced speakers, you can grow up your skills and think fast when you think. So, the main topic of our session is something new, new ideas, new experience, new stories, etc. Just a couple words about our rules of this session. A table topic session is short action. The time of this speech is from 1 minute to 2 minutes. The structure of the speech is simple. Opening, body, conclusion. I propose to use some stories to explain your ideas. It's just idea, not rules. Please don't forget to use our words of the day in your speech. So, as say Francis Sagan, learn to try and test new things. The table topic session is the most suitable moment. My first question and vote for you, from next volunteer. Ralph Emmett said, all good speakers started out as best speakers. I still remember... No. I saw your face. Your emotion. I still remember my first speech. It was impromptu speech, and I was...
Because you have to look on the people and what they think and feel about the speech. The first one. Then, think about your speech, whether it is going to be helpful and interesting for other people. Because when I talked about 15 minutes and I was like, la 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 la, and I was always looking somewhere about people's faces, like la 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 la.
speakers because in the end we will vote for the best, for the winner of our session. I offer another quote from Francis Bacon. Innovation are like new births. At first they are unusually nasty. It means that in the beginning all was not good, but finally you received good result and benefits. My question, what new idea was started no good for you, but in the end you got benefits? Any idea? Please.
When I started my professional career in the Institute of Nuclear Research, I was a little bit disappointed because the topic of my research was not the same as I dreamed many years before. It was very simple. It was not connection with fundamental research. I couldn't achieve very high results, and I decided my career is failed. But one very wise man said, in any case, in any activity, you can find interest. You can find some very good result and achievement if you will be very devoted. And I tried to change my attitude to this point. And I started to do research in very unusual field. Because I was working in Institute for Nuclear Research, I started to learn about chicken growing, about some, I don't know, very different things in very different fields, in biology, in technology, and in the result I found my interest, and I could establish the goal, and I could defend my thesis and receive my scientific degree. And it was true, really true. If we are learning and study very hard, we could find interest in anywhere. Thank you.
My next quote. It seems to me that the most perfect innovator is achieved its goals at the lowest possible cost. Charles Montesquieu. So, I lucky man. I don't know about me because I don't win a lottery. But probably you, a lucky man. Please share your story about big success without big efforts. Maybe you ready?
Well, I think that the question goes to a man.
Why?
well, I would just say.
Okay. Maybe you. Okay.
Okay. This will be my story, but the story of the new
Big
practice.
success without big efforts.
Yes. Such samples are very simple, but at the same time, they are very complicated. Why? Because they are genuine ideas. Genuine ideas are developed without any costs at the time of their developing. The man simply thinks, doing nothing like Newton. So all the cost of these laws were wine and apples. He strikes his head. Almost no investment at this moment. This was so-called as explosion of genius, progress-denia. No cost. Newton. Another situation in marketing practice of multi multinational corporations, there are a lot of situations when the results of marketing research can be kept with one meaning and the same results, and 10,000 of those. Why? Method and organization. So, the first sample of these ideas are genuine ideas, which really cost something, but at the moment of their development, it cost nothing. There are such ideas about my life. I will state that I'm a genius, but there were a lot of such ideas based on the previous experience in my life.
We are continuing. My next quote. In all cases, be friends with those who are better than you. You will suffer, but grow. Do you agree? Yeah. Networking makes new contacts. Is still a challenge for most of us, especially with celebrities. Could you share your experience, your story, making contact, networking with celebrities, and probably you have a recommend for us? Yeah.
My name is Alexei. So there was one time when I take a picture with Pavlozikov. I understand it's a big hit just for the beginning of the speech, but it actually was the real Pavlozikov, not just a picture of him. It was just standing there taking photos with everyone. Not just this fancy stuff, because it was like 12, 15 years ago, so it was just this simple photo cameras with, I don't know even how it's called, yeah, with tape. So I have this picture to this day, and probably it's not the most coolest pictures of me, because it's Pavlozikov, but the second case of me just taking another picture, this time it wasn't Pavlozikov, it was Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Klitschko, and don't remember the first, but it was four great boxers. All of them are champions of the world a couple of times, and I had the chance to say hello to Mike Tyson. It's not kind of just making a conversation with him or something like that, but it was cool because it was a person from a TV. All I know about him and all situation where I saw him before, it was on the TV. He was fighting or just giving some interview. And that time I was there. I was just near him and I was shaking hands with Mike Tyson. So thank you for hearing my story. That was my experience with celebrities.
And the last chance to participate in table topic session. The most dangerous people are newcomers. Why? Because no one can predict them. Sometimes it may be funny, sometimes it not. What is your funny story about newcomers? Probably your story personal or about someone. You? Please welcome.
Hello again. I have a really good story about two newcomers in my life. When I was 8 years old, my mom was pregnant. And I waited for a sister. Really, I waited a lot because I want this princess stuff, hair, and a little sister because it's like a doll. When my brother born, it was an unexpected because the old medicine doctor said that, wow, it will be a girl, but it's a boy. It's okay, he is 15 years old now and it's cool, but there are two of my brothers, and second was when I was 11 years. And funny story about these newcomers in my life, because you don't expect this when you're a kid. But I slept at the night and had a feeling about something goes wrong. I opened my eyes and see that someone staying near me. The big moon, my brother with these eyes. It was really scary. It was really scary. I don't expected this. I didn't expect this. But these newcomers, oh my goodness. There are another story, but with my second brother, he liked to wake me up. Really like. I slept and he like, and his this water from mouth on a couple dropped on my face. So you never expected what happens with newcomers. So be careful, love yourself, and have fun, of course.
And lock your door.
And you can try.
Thank you. Dear audience, thank you for your participation in our table conversation. Now it's time to make your vote for a winner from our session. Yeah, thank you. I will repeat about our participants. Please, speakers, please raise your hand and tell your name. Was one about your first speech, about your experience of first speech. You, yeah?
Maria.
Maria, yeah. The second one is about newborns, and you was, yeah? Islam. The third speaker was Alexander. The fourth was Pavel. Speech about Pavel Zebro. And the fifth was Olena. Yeah?
I'm here.
Please write down the name of the winner on your stick.
But what about Vadim's speech? Vadim's speech about robots?
It was part of prepared speeches. But you can vote. So, thank you for your voting. Dear Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you for this dose of inspiration and joy for all of us. All questions were very interesting and I appreciate it. But now, dear friends, it's time to change the expression of pleasant smile on probably astonishment, because you will be evaluated. Probably all people, or most all people were speakers, prepared and impromptu speakers, and now you will be evaluated. That is why we have the session of evaluation. And I invite the first evaluator, and this is Maria's evaluator, Natalia.
It's a great pleasure to evaluate Maria today because I'm also a part of his Mahila community. I studied there only for 2 years, but still, it changed me a lot. What I would like to say about your speech, the 3 most famous billionaires' life mistakes. You were very brave because you come here for the first time and reveal very nice speech, very constructive. There were clear parts. You told about 3 famous people, everyone, audience well known to the topic, to the people you described. But we don't know about their life threads, their mistakes. That was interesting. Thank you for that because you dragged the attention of the audience. You tried to show well-known people from the inner side, showing that nobody is perfect, and that was really good. It was a great pleasure to hear this information. From the other side, there are some areas for improvement, and I would like to share my observations for today. First of all, I've noticed that your gestures were a little bit closed, and it seems that you're a little bit shy. Maybe because you are here for the first time, and I feel that next time you'll be more comfortable and your gestures will be more open. Another topic where you should work a little more, it's eye contact. You told us later on the story about the first speech, and indeed, from my understanding, it's quite hard to keep the audience involved and to have a good eye contact. But this is an area for improvement, and really encourage you to work with that. And another one small point, just for future, if you want to improve even better yourself, it's vocal variety. Try to play with your voice. It helps you to draw in more attention from the audience. And overall, the speech is very good and really interested, and I hope that give the audience a lot of information about you, about the persons presented in the speech, and overall about that never give up, everything is possible. Thank you, Maria.
To promise get married does not mean to get married. So, Olena Lubinetska promised tonight too much, but do you believe her? And this is question to another Olena Yatsenko, who will
Thank you, Yuri. I suppose it's pretty hard to be cool after Yuri's introduction, so I don't even try. It's nice to evaluate Olena's speech, right from my heart. Same Olena. Yes. Let's start from something that I definitely liked as a listener. It's your story, it's your vocal variety, it's your gestures and eye contact. Your speech was full of them, and you use them very efficient and sufficient, of course. And yeah, of course, it's not a surprise for us that you are quite experienced public speaker. What I would want to recommend as an area for improvement, I would say, yeah, it was complicated for me to spot the things that I would recommend. Stage usage. I think that you, during first several minutes, were a little bit constrained, so uncomplacent, opposite of complacent. Yes, and you stayed mostly one-sided towards the audience, and I don't know what to notice, but maybe Alex were not involved in your speech. Nevertheless, like other part of your speech, you like clicked and became very like relaxed. You felt yourself very confident on the stage, so I would like you to recommend to be relaxed at the very beginning. I know that maybe for you it's a little bit a challenge to do a speech in English from one side. Nevertheless, it's a huge step for you and you made it. So, looking forward for your next speeches in English right here every week. And I enjoyed it. Thank you guys.
Natalia shared with us her experience of traveling in Ukraine, and it's a pleasure to listen to her evaluate the aspect of traveling around the world. So please meet Zoya Grigor.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's my third evaluation of Natalia's speech, and I'm very happy that Olena gave me this duty for today. It was absolutely different speech out of all speeches that I evaluated. It was not like Natalia's speech. It was the speech that was according to the topic, according to her mission. Today, her mission was to choose the unusual topic and make audience be engaged and interested, and she succeeded. It was a very successful project. Last time I remember I told Natalia that her talks usually are very academic, scientific, and built like a report at the meeting of scientific council. This speech was absolutely opposite. It was like a talk to a group of children. Since I was a teacher, I know that she was engaging, she was walking here, she was taking pictures close to every face, and it was very interesting. It was very inspiring. So she did what she did, and her comfort level was very high. She felt comfortably. The only thing I would mention about her pictures, they were beautiful and colored, and she made them herself. She took them herself, and it is very good. I think there were a little too many of them. For the short speech like this, probably it would be better to pick 3 or 4 and put them somewhere, not to choose them during the speech. You were looking through them, you were, what is there, and you were not showing us. So it's better to pick 3 or 4, put them somewhere in some place, not to keep them in your hands, because you need gestures to involve the audience. But you will master it. You will master how to use visual aids. It is very good that you use them. I would also mention that 3 times you mentioned, I don't have much time. I don't have much time. Don't tell that to the audience. Audience should not know and be sorry. Oh, she has not enough time. Don't tell this. This is the details that only you should know. Other than that, I don't find anything to improve. It was a wonderful speech, and I'm looking forward with great interest for your next projects. Thank you.
As Toastmasters, we use to avoid the using of crutches in our speeches. I mean pause fillers. But how can you
It was for the first time when I am evaluating the speech with topic or mission, make them laugh. I tried to laugh and to watch the audience, because it is written in manual that audience must to react on the joke, and we could evaluate the level of joke by level of laugh. And it was interesting story, I can say. It was like science fiction story. I love this story, but it is very seldom when we can find a science fiction with humor. And it was very difficult task for you. And I like when somebody is very creative to create his own story, like robotics in my life and my dream. It was an interesting idea. I could see the introduction and the body, which was consisted from 3 stories, like 3 talks. You can use this for 3 talks, not for 1 speech only. But it was interesting story, and sometimes I could see that some people were laughing. Especially when you said, 1 man is not enough for me. And some women were laughing, ladies were laughing, but I don't. I don't understand this humor, maybe lady can explain it. But anyway, you achieve your result and people were laughing. It's good. And there are many other moments about balcony and vacuum cleaner more close to me. I could understand it better. And I can say that I am complicit by your story. It was an interesting story. It was also the final part and conclusion. It was an interesting story. And I understand it was difficult for you to make more gestures because your conditions. I understand it is very difficult, but you are a very brave man and very devotional person. You finished what you promised to finish, and I like this. And as to some field of improvement, I can say you must be more confident, more sure, and not nervous so much. We are just your friends. We are here to support you and to help. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Okay, dear friends, there is a Latin saying that no one can be the judge in his own case. It means then we have table topic session, and table topic evaluator was the speaker during this session. He cannot be so severe and strong evaluator as he was not the speaker during this table topic session. Konstantin Balanchuk was not speaker during table topic session, so hold your seats because the evaluation will be very severe.
Okay, hello again. My name is Konstantin. First of all, I will evaluate table topic master. First action what you done was you explained the rules of table topic session, and it was a good move. Plus, you was very confident on this stage, and you remind me one famous actor.
Thank you.
Sean Connery.
It's just version. Not wrong, but Sean Connery. And what film of Sean Connery?
What is it?
And it was with her.
The next one is
Yes. Okay. Interesting quotes and questions for the people who participate in table topic session. Okay. First was Maria. You explained to us your personal story and your issue with eye contact. Well, you improved your noticed one thing. You were scanning audience, but after you say something. So I would advise you to do eye contact when you tell something, not after, but when you speaking, when you're telling the story, it will be more interesting. And your gestures were a little. You need more amplitude to your gestures, and it will be great. Okay, second was Vyacheslav. Nice gestures and very interesting storytelling. I even forget to notice about your speech because I listened to your story. What you need to improve is eye contact and movement on the stage. The next was Alexander. I liked your gestures, scanning audience, and movement. You were here, and everywhere. I didn't notice any minus, any areas to improve.
I will try my best.
The next were Alexei. You experienced speaker and you have good pronunciation. Do you have regular meetings in English in your job? Yes?
Yeah, of course.
Only thing you need to improve is use more idioms and unusual words and phrases, and you will sound like a native speaker. And last was Yelena. What I liked: gestures, eye contact, your energy, your storytelling, and only one thing you need to improve.
English.
The same issue that I do, it's pronunciation. You need to ask Artem maybe about pronunciation, yes. Maybe different exercises to improve it. Okay, and about the winner. Yes. Third place. Vyacheslav. Second place, Alexei. And first place,
I need to go or I can be here?
you need to go. Whoa. Yeah.
Oh.
Gold medal.
Just a minute. Just
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Now, friends, we come to the evaluation of technical team, account, timer, and grammarian, and one portion of black humor. I think that a little bit more grudges during one meeting. So please meet accountant.
so once more. And I'm back with the report part of your in and just some random words. So every one of you heard me in the beginning of the singing, and all of you just follow my advice and make pauses when you was trying to remember your words or find something to say. So actually I have not so much notes on my fancy paper, but we definitely have a champion today of sound. It's Konstantin. Some of you have this not a sound to replace your pauses, but long ending of the word. The most obvious it was Maria's. You just like to make them a little bit longer that words need to be. And of course you really like the word like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's your favorite word. So. And as I could tell, we have small amounts of R from Yuri, a little bit, Vyacheslav, Vyacheslav, Maria, even some from Olena. Yeah. And a little bit of from Zoya. And that's all for today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Our grammarian was complacent that not much people will use the word of the day because it's not usual. Nevertheless, her plan failed. Please welcome Olena Yatsenko.
Thank you, Yuri. By the way, in our usage of the word of the day, Yuri just won because he recalls this word. And in overall, we do have quite great amount of using this word today. So it's like 7 times. So good. Yes, and as I said, Yuri said it 3 times. Yes, then Vadim 2, and Vyacheslav and I 4, and he for 1 time. Talking about some Greek phrases, I liked the one from Maria, to cut long story short. Basically, it's not like the first time I have heard this sentence, but I also usually use it quite often, so I do like it. I do like it. Let me try to summarize this a little bit massive stuff. What I would want to start, where I would want to start, from the endings and from some plural forms. Yeah. So I have heard 11 year, so it's better to add s in the beginning and in the end. Yeah, and talking about some endings, but not about plural. When you say he likes, it should be with s, he, she, it. Yeah, my neighbor, it was my neighbors in plural, but it was only one slide. Yeah.
Maybe there is a lot of Slavics.
Maybe. Yes. The guy who owned some money, so the first time I have heard own without s, but then it was fixed. Small amounts, so it should be amount, small amount. Yes. Moving further with endings, cleverer than my neighbor, so it's cleverer without or just cleverer. This was just 3 episodes, so this were. It's also in plural. Some strange usage of words I was first, so I was first something, and became. So it became, or in another context, what else to mention? Pronunciation. So I have heard first and first from different people, but say it like first. Like first. Okay, thank you guys.
And now time report from attempt class.
Today I have very easy work, and let's start my timer report. Prepare speech session. Maria, 7 minutes, 10 seconds. Olena, 7 minutes, 9 seconds. If I know correct information, theory about 2,000 hours, first grade Malcolm Gladwell in his book.
10,000 hours.
10,000.
10,000.
10,000 Malcolm Gladwell. Yes. Natalia speech, 7 minutes, 41 seconds. Vadim Suzhik, old soldier, oldest paper books, have 8 minutes, 29 seconds. Table topic session, Maria, 1 minute, 28 seconds. Vyacheslav, 1 minute, 28 seconds, your fan. Alexander, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Alexei, 1 minute, 52 seconds. Olena, 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Evaluation session. First evaluator Natalia spoke 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Olena had 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Vyacheslav, 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Zoya, 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Vyacheslav, 2 minutes, 25 seconds, yes. Konstantin, 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Alexei, 1 minute, 28 seconds. Olena, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And Artem Klassen, timer, 2 minutes, 1 second. Thank you.
All is in time. And now we came to the report of chief judge of our meeting. So please welcome Goer Gulko as general evaluator.
We all can see that our area is getting ready for humorous speech contest. I have never experienced more humorous meetings in our club as today's one. Maybe because we have famous comic Artem and very interesting speaker Olena. I forgot the word. Yeah. I will remember it. I will tell you. Or maybe because it is in the air, because some topics were not humorous according to the project, but they were all very humorous in the reality. And even our table topics were also humorous, though questions were very serious. Thank you very much. It brings new life, it brings a lot of energy, and thank you, Olena, for preparing the meeting with the help of Natalia, Yuri, and all those who helped you. Some comments. As the Toastmaster today, Yuri, he also tried to be in tune with the humorous mood of the club. He said several jokes which I liked very much, especially about the crutches. That was very, very good connection between the speeches. it is not easy to be a Toastmaster and connect all different parts of the meeting together as one speech. But you managed to do that, and it feels very professional, feels very well. All the roles were explained, all the meeting parts were explained. The table topic master explained very detailed procedure of table topics. That was very good. Now about my colleagues evaluators. Natalia did a very good evaluation of Maria's speech, very positive, encouraging, inspiring. I hope Maria liked it and appreciated the pieces of advice you gave her. Olena did a very good job giving evaluation to her namesake, Olena to Olena. Vyacheslav impressed me very much by his humorous evaluation of Vadim's speech. Humorous talk and humorous evaluation, that was unusual, and it's unusual for Vyacheslav. So I was really impressed, because it means that the mood of the whole meeting influences us. When you think of whether to come to the meeting or not to come, you think that your presence and your several words may influence some others' improvement. And so please come. As to our technical team, who I need to evaluate, our counter was very good. He managed to listen to all the speeches and found some words. It would be more interesting if you show different examples of those crutch sounds and words. I remember some of our professional counters in our club in earlier times. They created like a real show here of different and so on. So maybe you will also do that, because you're not Toastmaster yet, but you will be. Now, the grammarian was very good, and I like this manner of beginning the grammar evaluation with good words and phrases that people use. That is very good and very useful. And our timer was very strict. He showed it's important to finish the meeting on time, and it's good that you have the feeling for time. I don't have the feeling for time. This is my weak side, but I hope to learn from you. Generally, the meeting was successful. Thank you, our hero, who came to the Toastmaster meeting on crutches. I don't even remember such case in our history. That is the first. It is a very good example of devotion, as Vyacheslav said. Devotion to Toastmasters. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Dear friends, thank you all for coming and inviting new people into our company. You fueled me with energy and positive emotions, and I can say till next meeting. And now I give the floor to the president of the club, Lana Yatsenko.
So guys, we do have 1 minute in advance, and it's time for me, firstly, to say thank you to each of you for coming, for participating, for sharing your mood, for energizing us and each other. That's why I'm going to close our meeting. And of course invite you on the stage for a group photo.
Thank you.
Yes, next time we will be in the house.
House of Scientists.
Yes, in the house of scientists. Yeah.
For one temple.
Come here.
Stay closer to the board, please. Should we get the board in the...
No, we're about to go. You can lay down. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Silence, please. Smile. Yay. And of course,
Relax,
thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
guys.